In June of 2011, we visited Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca with $1.5 million worth of supercars. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at how we chose our 2011 MotorTrend Best Driver's Car. Justin, as we're about to go through the corkscrew, I gotta tell you, it's just such a treat to be on Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca with you. It's fabulous.
Well, thanks, man. It's always a good opportunity to take someone round a racetrack in a road car, and the R8 it's a bloody good car.
Yeah, we had a best driver's car competition once where this got third place behind an M3 and an Audi R8.
When was the last time you ran the competition?
Last one was 2009.
Wow. Do you know how much has changed since then?
Everything.
I mean, some dream cars aspirations became reality. I mean, for me, one of them would be the GT3 RS.
Yeah, and former winner was the Porsche Cayman S, and now there's the Cayman R, so it's a hardcore track version of a former winner.
Yeah, you've got the Nissan GTR, you've got the LFA, you've got
the Audi R8 GT, another former winner, and now a hardcore version of that.
Right, and of course, my favorite of the year so far that I've driven is the Ferrari 458 Italian. I mean, I just love it.
Unbelievable.
The problem is, to be truly objective about it and get a real-time evaluation, you need all those cars on the same racetrack, on the same day, with the same conditions and the same pro driver behind the wheel to do the pedaling. And that is, in my opinion, almost next to impossible.
No, Justin, don't forget who I work for.
That is fantastic. Wow, Johnny, I just can't actually believe the range of cars that you got here. How did MotorTrend decide what finalists sorted to get here?
Well, we test hundreds of cars every year, and what people forget is it's a day job, right? You go, you take a minivan, you pound it as hard as you can, and then you want to go home, forget about that, watch TV, talk to your wife. But there's certain cars, they just kind of stay with you. You can't stop thinking about them at night. And then you get the inevitable question, well, what's the best car you've ever driven? Well, these cars are the answer to that question. So the idea for Best Driver's Cars, we're going to get all of them together and find out which one really is the best.
So saying all that, what have we got here?
Okay, well, starting in the back, we have the 2012 Nissan GTR.
Something I have to admit I know very little about, but I'm kind of excited to drive it.
Next to that, we have the Corvette Z06, Z07, which is something you're intimately familiar with. Then we have the Porsche 911 GT3 RS.
That gets me excited because that is a real driver's racer's car, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the most hardcore track car Porsche makes, so it should be fun. Then we've got the BMW 1 Series M Coupe, which despite the name is an interesting car because you're basically getting a shrunken M3, but with a lot more torque, and it's like $30,000 cheaper. Then the Lotus Evora S.
I really hope that my sort of British car doesn't let me down here, but I don't know, I don't have hugely high...
raises the Union Jack high.
Yeah, like on my jacket, but I don't have high expectations, hate to tell you.
Next to that, we have the Audi R8 GT, brand new car. It's like the hardcore track day version of the R8, which is, kind of the everyday gentleman supercar. The Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG, that's the Gullwing.
Which is the most powerful car here.
It is the most powerful car here, and it's a screamer of an engine.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Then we've got the green Mini, we've got the Porsche Cayman R, which I'm very curious about because I've never driven it on a dry track. The Ford Mustang Boss Laguna Seca.
Now this should be good, right? I mean, is this going to be one of the sleepers in the group where we could be pleasantly surprised?
Could be, but we could be pleasantly surprised by all these. And here we've got the Lexus LFA.
Which I love. I've done about 5 days in that car this year, and it's gone, in my mind, from something that was a bit of a virtual reality car to something that is a bona fide contender. I hope it's as good as I think it is.
And last but not least, we have the Ferrari 458 Italia, and that's a car I think kind of speaks for itself.
In every way. If you are a guy with any sort of automotive passion running through your veins, this has to be the all-round, dream car.
Well, let's call it the odds-on favorite for now, but there's a lot of competition.
Well, here we are then. We got 11 of arguably the top cars of the year. Now we have to test them. What process are we going to put them through?
Okay, well, there's a couple components to that. One thing we're going to do is gather numbers. At the end of the day, a car guy has to be able to say how fast something goes to 60. They have to know what it does in the quarter mile. You got to do that. Then here at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, we're going to put a professional race car driver in the car, turn off all the nannies, all the electronics, and just see what these things can do flat out. And you learn a lot from that. But then we're going to have a road component. We're going to, in the real world, we're going to drive these cars, and that's really kind of the biggest deciding factor is, do I love this car?
The most difficult thing is there are, without throwing you under the bus, there are two different standards of drivers going on here.
Absolutely.
There's you, competent, very experienced. There's us professionals. We both want different things from a car. So how do we actually evaluate that?
Right, but I don't know if we actually want that different a thing from a car. We're gonna have, we're gonna know how fast they are, we're gonna know how fast they are flat out, but at the end of the day, the decision-making process is informed by what's the most emotional. Which car do you love? Which car do you want to steal and drive home? That's really what it is.
And which car you can take to your limit,
yes,
and which car I can take to my limit, wherever that threshold is.
Absolutely.
So we've got numbers, we've got lap times, we've got sexy cars. It's probably time to start driving.
Yeah, let's drive them. The first phase of Best Driver's Car takes place at a former Marine base, where we collect the numbers. These numbers consist of 0 to 60, quarter mile, braking from 60, and our patented figure 8 test. To illustrate these tests, Justin and I hop into 3 contenders and give them a whirl. Okay, Justin. This is the 2012 Nissan GT-R. We're going to use this to illustrate how we test acceleration. Now, our crew just recorded some pretty nutso numbers. They got to 60 miles an hour in 2.9 seconds. That's faster than you can unlock your cell phone.
That's amazing.
Then we're going to go through the quarter mile at 121 miles an hour in 11.2 seconds, which is basically world class.
I love the way you say we.
Yeah, we're going to do it right now.
Okay, well, at least have some formality to it. I'm going to give you the command to go,
okay,
and then you get the car revved up.
Okay, great.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
One, jump, you silly bugger. That is quick.
Okay.
That is like someone just strapped me to a
100
rocket.
miles an hour.
Already?
Yeah. 120 miles an hour. We're through the quarter mile. It's 140. I'm going to brake.
That's a bloody good idea.
Oh.
That is monstrous. And so what other cars can we compare that to?
There's not many. I mean, as far as what we've ever tested for production vehicles.
That was brilliant.
You have the 2012 Porsche 911 Turbo with PDK,
yeah,
which is a tick faster to 60. And then you have something called the Bugatti Veyron, which is,
we laugh at that.
Who cares about that?
That was truly magnificent.
Yeah.
I mean, you get used to race cars and acceleration, but that was, you can buy this.
Yeah, this is a purpose-built bracket racer. It's designed to do that over and over and over again and beat exotics that cost 4 times as much. That's what this car is, what it does.
Okay, I'm in the mood. What's next?
Braking.
Okay, so Johnny, now we're here on the runway to do the braking exercise of the testing. Why choose this car?
Well, this is the $375,000 Lexus LFA, the most expensive car here by quite a bit. And my thinking was, how often do you get to do a full panic stop in a hand-built exotic supercar?
Very seldom. And
right.
What are the official MotorTrend numbers on the braking distances?
Our test crew just recorded 106 feet from 60 miles an hour, which is very good, very typical of a supercar. But since it is a supercar, let's see what it does from 100 miles an hour.
Okay, well, let's get it on.
Okay, that means I got to get up to 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'll watch the speedo. You watch the road.
You ready?
Yeah. Fantastic. That is very impressive, but methinks those aren't steel brakes.
These are not steel brakes. These are big carbon ceramic rotors that are the size of a manhole cover. Many pistons on the calipers. I mean, it's just, this is a real, you could race with this car easily. I mean,
it is as though I just threw the anchor out at 100 miles an hour.
That was incredible.
You know, carbon ceramic have come so far from when we first saw them as a rather, I don't know, exotic play toy on some of the top end cars, because really they weren't developed for road use. They squeaked, they screeched, they actually didn't stop you unless they were hot.
That's right.
And now they have a duality to them, which means we can use them on the road and on the racetrack. That was truly impressive.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, about half of our field here has carbon ceramic brakes, so we're going to get stops like that from a lot of these cars.
Excellent. So here we are on the figure 8 test outside MotorTrend. I've never heard of this being done.
Well, that's because no one else besides MotorTrend does this. This is a specialized test we came up with where we can measure acceleration, braking, turn-in, weight transfer, road holding, and exit speed, all in one simple 1,600-foot test.
And of course, very consistent. So You've chosen the Ferrari 458 Italia to do this. Why?
Well, I mean, if you have to ask. But another reason is it has this wonderful little red switch which lets us kind of flick between different levels of traction control.
All right, and on that notice, then I think we should go. And right now we're in full babysitting nanny mode,
This
right?
is it. This is the street mode. This is you're going to the grocery store. This is you don't want to hurt yourself. Ready?
I'm ready if you are.
Here we go. Okay, so now we're going to brake, turn in, weight transfer, road holding.
What kind of G are we feeling right now?
Oh, if I'm doing this correctly, we're probably experiencing over 1G.
That's very good.
It's very, very fast.
Okay, switch it to the rather sexy one in a second.
I gotta wait till I can take my hand off the wheel. And what I love about Ferrari is you just, as a human, you can't tell. Other traction control systems, they cut in, they babysit you, they nanny you. This one, they all feel the same, and it's just wonderful.
That is absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, the only trouble with G-Force is that I'm about to kiss you, Johnny.
Oh, I like you too, Justin. Now, we know this car does real good here in our kind of synthetic world.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take it to...
Well, we're going to go to the racetrack now, but everything it does well here will directly translate to the racetrack, which of course is the point. So, can we take it?
Let's go. In terms of who did best, the Nissan GT-R was the fastest, hitting 60 miles an hour in 2.9 seconds before rushing through the quarter mile in 11.2 seconds at 121.8 miles per hour. As for braking in the figure 8, the Corvette destroyed the competition, stopping from 60 miles an hour in an astounding 94 feet. It then went around our figure 8 in an equally astonishing 22.8 seconds. But of course, big numbers are just part of the story.
Oh, bloody hell. I tell you what, no wonder you get some real-time data from this place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the numbers are incredible. We have 82 cylinders, over 5,000 horsepower, more than 4,000 pound-feet of torque, and the total price tag is north of $1.5 million. It's just incredible. But we're now going to leave El Toro and go to somewhere you're very familiar with, a racetrack.
Thank goodness. When we come back, join us at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca.
On next week's episode of The Downshift, Justin and I hand all 11 supercars off to pro driver Randy Popst. Well, kind of.